How is everybody doing this morning? Equal lows at 24,992, yes. Equal highs at 25,196. Yes, my indicator has marked that out. Now, I forgot to check. I think it's just unemployment, right? Yeah. So 830 unemployment claims, so that's a data wick. Just a little tiny one. Want to see us sweep London lows and see if we can get an entry to target 830 dead highs. That would be nice. That would be a good dream scenario, right? We'd have that direct delivery from the 1 hour gap to the left. I like it. That's my goal. That's what I'd like to see. I didn't like this 1 minute as much because we still had sell side below, so it was kind of like the conflicting draw. But I think once we take this out, we'll have a nice clean long back up to dead high. And then my condition for today will be the 1 hour. So if we close through it, then obviously I'll expect lower. But while the data high is still intact, I'll be looking for that. When is NFP? NFP is tomorrow at 8:30. Dodgy is not bearish until the 1 hour closes below, or the 4 hour, or whatever it is. No Dodgy today. I think he'll be here for like a couple moments, but it's gonna be me today. Yeah, if you'd like to join PM, um, let me get you the little channel for that. I have a sale running for my birthday until the 8th of March. And so if you'd like to join, it's 24% off since I'm 24. So if you guys are interested in joining PM, that's how. And then if you want a more direct um, link, it's this one. Thank you guys. Isn't PM lower probability than AM? I wouldn't say lower probability. It's just like usually lower volatility, lower volume. So we have days with fewer setups. Um, but like the setups themselves aren't lower probability necessarily. You just have to wait more. You just have to be more patient. Where's Dodgy? Dodgy is sleeping, I think. Yeah, we would expect shop on the day before NFP. I think I'll be going for 1 to 1s this morning, but we'll see. What up, Vignesh? When did the PM session streams happen? They happen every single day from 1:30 to 4. Did I do the expedition? I did, yeah. Thanks, Cayman. Yes, Eastern, yep. Yeah, so if you're somebody that works in the morning or has classes or whatever it is, or you're just looking to get a leg up on your trading journey, I think PM is a great opportunity for you. But yeah, for those of you just joining us, dream scenario right now is going to be sweep of London lows and then a long to the data high. Can we do NFP pass eval on Lucid? Not on the flexes. The flexes are, I believe, 50% consistency. Thank you, Matthias. Thanks, Monkey. Can you pay just for the PM session? Yes, you can. And you still get access to all the channels that AM gets access to, just not the stream. Is Dodge joining us? I'm not sure. At some point, I think. Thank you, guys. Uh, Goiter, yes, I said you can just pay for the PM. Is AM or PM better? It's up to you to decide. I'm biased, so I can't say, but I'm just gonna go out to dinner tonight, Ritzy, but just gonna work and then do that. That's about it. Oh, well, Sokoma, definitely PM. PM's a way better time, for sure. You do the pass strat with Apex? I don't know anymore because I thought it was 50% consistency, but maybe that's only unfunded. If it's 1 day pass, then yeah, you can. But then if you go in the rules on their website, it says that you can't hedge or do news trading or set like limit orders. So I don't know. I think you're not allowed to do the news passing strat anymore on Apex. I think if you want to do news passing, don't you have to use like alpha futures now or something? I think they're 1 day pass. Is the 15-minute gap worth paying attention to? What I think is worth paying attention to in the current moment is the reaction that we have at London Low being swept. If we have a bullish reaction from there, I don't think I'll care if the 1 hour, 4 hour gets inversed. I'm just going to be watching to see that reaction. And considering the 1 hour candle's already closed, we have to wait another hour for the 1 to 4 to close. So I think we'll go up first. I'd like to see Judas up, take out data high, and then if we're going to be bearish today, come down before 10 and inverse the 1 and 4 hour. Um, no, this isn't an equal low. The London low swept it by a little bit. Devil said, I like that idea. Just get lucid with code reliable. Do 50% with NFP and the other 50% with CPI. It's a good idea. That's what I would do. So today I stream, not dodgy? Correct, yeah. It's okay though. We're still going to call out bangers, right? The market's got to give me something for my birthday. What's the best lucid account? I like the flexes. Do I get to use my own code? I do. I do. So Goiter, what he's saying is set limit orders on NFP and go for 25 points with like 3 minis to get the first 1500, and then on CPI do the same thing and get the second 1500 and pass. Why the flex? Because there's no consistency on funded. The last 2 months flame I've made more from trading than the Discord and affiliates. But it just depends on the month. Like during Black Friday, I obviously do better on the Discord and affiliates and that kind of thing. Thank you guys for that. Can I do top-down analysis? Yeah. So if you guys saw Dodgy's index commentary, the 4 hour and the 1 hour are what we're looking as our condition to become bearish. We have a data high, so I'm watching that as a draw right now. As long as we remain bullish and we get a good reaction from London Low, I'll be looking for an inverse back up to target that. Okay. When I take partial, how much should I take out if I have like four contracts in? Whenever I partial, it just depends on the quality of the draw. So if the draw on liquidity is very good, I'll partial less. If the draw on liquidity is um bad, I'll partial more. So like let's say we were targeting like an internal high, okay? I would scale most, you know, at like 1R for 50% because the internal high isn't going to be as good of a draw as like let's say a data wick. On a data wick play, I might only cover like the initial commission with if I'm trading with like six micros, I might cover one micro and then leave five as the rest is a runner to data high. Okay. So make sure that it's below 50% of your profits, BDZ. And is that for funded or just for eval phase? Or vice versa? Is that for eval or for funded? I don't know. Make sure that you're reading your rules when it comes to the website. Honestly, at this point, guys, I think it's easier to just like pass accounts without having to do all the news passing stuff. But yeah, you want to make sure that for the Lucid accounts, you only make 50% of your profit at most in a single day. I know that. I just don't know about the 5 seconds that. Yeah, 50K flexes are 50% off. But yeah, the flex accounts are 50% consistency. Congrats on the payout, Goiter. Have I gotten a chance to try to trade? See, I have not. I think ICT is just having an episode. Can I still trade news with Lucid? Think so. I don't know who here is like passed or traded news on Lucid on an eval, and like nothing happened. Okay, so that's what I thought. Trade C freezes a lot. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That's what I heard. Am I able to get Apex accounts? No, I'm not. Dodgy coming today? I don't think so. I think he might pop in a couple times, but he got back very late on a flight, so I think he's gonna sleep. Yeah, so we still gotta wait for NQ to take out London Low. Um, MNQ taking it out isn't uh good enough. We need to wait for NQ also. Do I still have Apex accounts? I do, yeah. I'm not allowed to buy more evals. Yeah, that's fine, Goylar. They allow a little bit of wiggle room, like I think it's like 5%. No, I wasn't unbanned on the update. My trading gets stuck often started when I connect my trading view or Tradevate Apex Fund at a solution. Maybe refresh the page or restart the trading view app. I don't know. Yes, correct, Donut. Is PA this bad every year? Usually around February, I found price action not be as good. Yeah, but it's March now, so I don't know. Yeah, for sure, Arca. No, I'm not Giorgio. Correct. Correct, Herdancho. I am recording. We do have a data high. That's what I'm looking to target as long as we're respecting the 1 and 4 hour to the left. Any advice on how to trade on MNQ chart? So I have multiple monitors, so that definitely helps. But you can always split your screen and have the MNQ chart on one side and the NQ chart on the other, and just do your analysis on the NQ chart. You can also set alerts on the NQ chart at liquidity levels so that when they get hit, you're not having to watch. You can just hear the alert getting hit. And then just pay attention on the close of the inverse that both NQ and MNQ have closed above the gap. But yeah, for those of you that have been interested maybe in joining PM and haven't had the opportunity to, this is probably the last sale that I will do until the next Black Friday. And it'll be the last like lifetime sale. So if you've been wanting to get a good discount on that, it's also 24% off. Don't ask why I think we go to 719. Um if we inverse the 1 and 4 hour, I think we could go all the way to previous like AM low first, so 891. And then if we get a strong move after that, I think we go for the last gap in the leg here, like 721. So that 719 level, same thing. It's the win rate on Dodge's strat. If you take A plus setups, you'll get like 60 to 70% win rate. Would you say this is LRR? No, I wouldn't. Nah, it's too steep and it's not that obvious. How much is PM with the discount? With the discount, it's $38 right now for the month, and then it goes up to $50 after the first month. The discount for lifetime is already applied, Crix. Normally it's 1,000, and with 24% off, it's 760. Other PM trials, I like to think of this, Eugene, as your PM trial. So the way that I commentate price, answer questions, educate, that is very similar to how PM will be. So if you enjoy how I stream AM, I mean that's pretty much how I'll stream in PM. Um, how old am I? I'm 24. The discount doesn't show up on WAP. The discount should be BDAY, BDAY 24, and it's for the monthly amount for the monthly accounts. Mark out 4 hour 50% of the range. Okay, will do. All right, what am I looking at here? Not for right now, John. It'll just be me. What are the chances we don't take out the London low and continue moving up after open? I'd say pretty slim. I think we take out London. My bias is bullish as long as we're holding the 1 hour and 4 hour. Birthday is today, Matt. I know you said you use projections with ICT. Do you also use CRT? I don't. But yeah, I do use standard deviations. I did not reply to your message, Apoff. I think I lost it in the chat. Thanks, guys, for the birthday wishes. You're 24 today. Happy birthday, Sam. I just too much to look at, Bills. Honestly, I haven't looked into it. Like for me, I found a system that works and that's profitable, and everything else that I do is I'm just messing around with, like if I'm bored or something. Usually, it's not like something I'm trying to implement into my profitable system already. Yeah, no, I got you. So yeah, the reason why my bias, it's not necessarily that my bias is bullish. Like I'm more so neutral. Like I could go either way right now. I'm waiting for the 1 hour and 4 hour inverse to confirm that we're bearish. And right now we have a really bullish draw in the form of this data wick. So I'm thinking that like if we get a bullish reaction at London low being swept, then we could become bullish. But my biasness isn't necessarily bullish at the moment. Clearly, order flow in the lower time frame is bearish, and we're heading down, and structure seems bearish. But as we've taken out London low now and we've ran into a bullish gap, I think that price is more neutral, and so I'm just waiting for that reaction at London low. Does that make sense? Like I'm not really bullish or bearish either way. I'm just kind of watching. 2022 99 official, and then you should watch the 2016 core content. And you should try and find no rant playlist for that if you want to save some time. Nah, I don't think the algo's cooked. I think ICT is just being dramatic, or engagement farming, or having a mental health episode, or I don't know. I mean, hey, honestly, I don't blame him. After this last month and its price action, I probably would be too. Which playlist again? The 2022 mentorship and then the 2016 core content. Okay, so we have this 1 minute inverse coming off of London low. What do we think? Is this a banger in the making? Is there a 2 minute? There's also a 2 minute. No three, no five. So 1 plus 2 minute here would give us like the best odds of this working, and now both candles will close at the same time. So I think if the 1 and 2 minute close here, I'll probably try it. We swept London low. We have delivery from higher time frame gaps. We have the data wick above. I think it's worth an attempt, especially since this looks like AMD. And technically, you should go break even at 995 here. Doesn't look like we're going to get the close. Yeah, so no close. Got to wait another 1 or maybe even 2 minutes for the 2 minute close above. I think with the momentum here, you probably want to wait for both time frames. But I still think this would be an A plus setup. Yeah, Gillis, that's what I was kind of thinking too. Yeah, the target would be the data wick. Yep. Guys, yeah, the momentum here just isn't that strong. I think taking it with just off the 1 minute. Yeah, I'm gonna enter light and then add. I think if we get the two as well. I did not get a good fill on that, but hey, you know what? It's okay. I'm gonna set my stop to break even not at where I entered, but at like the true break even when we get it. Okay, so there's like the technical break even. It's up to you if you want to go break even there or if you want to like try and hold out for the highs above before going to break even, like those relative equal. Want to make sure the 2 minute closes above here for sure. So yeah, really bearish reaction. I actually think maybe going break even because of that is probably better because the 2 minute didn't close above. So yeah, that's fine. If you ever see a really bearish reaction like that in live time that closes below, like if we inverse one time frame but the other one doesn't, then like just stop out. Like even if you didn't go break even there, you should just stop out that because that should not happen if we're to be bullish. But yeah, break even should save you there now. But yeah, if you took a small loss on that because you didn't go break even, that's fine. If you took the break even, I mean that's fine. When you see that bearish of a reaction on the wick, like use subjectivity in live time and recognize that if we're bullish, that should not happen. Vizier, I don't think so because this is a high inside of a fair value gap, and clearly, the break even saved you. So I think that going break even there was worth it. Um, why am I trading before open? I trade before open every single day. The major liquidity that was swept for the trade was the London low, and then to go break even, like yes, the little ITL there isn't that, or ITH there isn't that important, but this 1 minute still represents as a bearish value gap that could reject price, and so I'm usually going to go break even there, but that's a pretty bullish candle in live time, and we would be getting the 2 minute now, and the CISD now, and this is a lot of momentum, so maybe we re-enter this and then go break even at these highs now. 25.13. This is a good re-entry. Maybe like a little pullback, but I mean the 2 minute closed above now. Are we running into any other fair value gaps? I don't think so. I think this should go up, but I don't know. Up to you. This isn't like my typical entry at all, by the way. If I was in this trade, I would have a hard stop set at like the order block low, like here. But yeah, I think at this point, if you want to gamble open, I mean, I would only be looking at long here. I don't know if I want to gamble open. I think we might get a better setup after open, but we'll see. Where's the data wick at? It's created at the 8:30 candle. It's at I guess 25,071 here. So yeah, 2 minutes until open, guys. So yeah, already looks like the 2 minute here will fail. Like I said, I think it's better to wait for open here, but because this inverse was created off the 925 candle, which usually the 925 candle is a very manipulated candle, and I'm not convinced that price won't like stop run one more time before heading higher. I want to see extra confirmation on this long setup since the first one was very manipulated. We have a 30-second. Now this confirmation setup you would need to see happen in order to be bullish. This one actually doesn't look bad. You could tighten up your risk to this low here, but yeah, overall price action just isn't very good right now. I think that's the biggest thing. We're causing bullish and bearish PD rays to fail in sequence. So like we caused the bullish IFEG here to fail, and then we inversed it back up. Like that's not a sign of good price action at all. So maybe if we'd respected the IFEG and then gotten this candle, I would have re-entered. But because we didn't even do that, I just don't think it's worth re-entering. Until after open. Will Dodge join? Maybe. I'm not sure. I think at some point he might join. I'm not sure, Dawson. I don't think so. Not usually. But yeah, open in 5 seconds here. So let's see if this setup actually ends up working and we go to the data high here. Okay. Looks like it is. All right. So data high seems to be the draw right now. Mm, looks like maybe it was a break even. I don't know. Maybe you don't go break even there. What I'm in. I think it just wicked back far enough to break even the 2 minute. But yeah, we were looking for longs out off the London low sweep to the data wick. But yeah, how was your oh, he's gone. All right. Yeah, I think after that much expansion, Adam, yeah, you should probably go break even. That's fine. You never know at open, right? All right, so about to hit that data high now. MNQ hit it. NQ hasn't though. Did I take it? I did take it, yeah. Yeah, so there's the data high. Um, very nice. It's exactly what we were looking for. Exact dream scenario played out. They've been so tricky with the entries lately, NQ has, but hey, you know what? At least it's still delivering somewhat cleanly. Do you think now a short bias is valid? Not yet. We have to wait for order flow to change, and right now order flow is clearly very bullish. A lot of displacement higher here, so I'm probably just going to look for buy side at this point. And then if we get like a bearish reaction soon, or we inverse like the 3 minute gap that we're forming, then I'll become bearish again, sure. I think I just had a better fill than a lot of you on this entry, so that's why I was able to get it done because I didn't enter right off the 2 minute closed. I waited for the pullback here. So I think I just had a better fill, and that's why I didn't get break even. Did I leave a runner? No, I took all off at the data high. What up? Only? Dude, I remember a few months ago when it was down all the way to like 450. Yeah. Yes, KK, what's up? Yeah, risk. So I essentially look for the draw on liquidity first, and then I try and pair that draw on liquidity with the order flow at the time. And order flow is essentially, in my mind, not exactly, what I see on the DOM or the order books or anything, but it's basically what fair value gaps or what PD arrays are being respected and disrespected, okay? So this morning I'm paying attention to the 1 and 4 hour gap to see if those remain respected. And then I'm going to look at the lower time frame and try and pair the higher time frame with the lower time frame. And then once the lower time frame confirms that order flow has switched, which in this moment it did here when order flow said, okay, we're disrespecting bearish PD arrays and respecting bullish ones, and we compare that with that data wick, that was like, okay, my bias is now bullish. Okay. No, I think KK I would have waited for London there. How do you get access to order flow? Yeah, like I said, I don't use like order books or DOM or anything like that. It's just I'm just watching to see what for value gaps are respected and disrespected. And for those of you that have been paying attention to the last couple weeks here, we've been pumping straight off open and dumping straight off open like all these last few weeks. So this is very normal. Nah, nothing yesterday. Him. Hey, Will, nice. That's lunch. So right now, my condition for becoming bearish will most likely be the 3 minute gap, but we're just expanding higher here. I think it's pretty obvious that price wants buy side, I think, at this point. What up? Yes, I did. Hey, some people might include me, man.
Yeah, they're not easy to see me trade that late, but yesterday was perfect. And I looked up footprint charts yesterday too on that trade, and literally it was all absorption at the top.
Okay, for sure.
Mm. Wasn't a break even trade? No, I executed it on stream. It almost was. I never got top break even though. I literally executed on the stream. It wasn't break even. Like I literally like executed it on the stream. Mm. Oh, today? I don't know about today. Mm. 3 minute short doesn't look bad.
I just don't like the draw.
Yeah, the drop for shorts has sucked, bro. Like generally.
I actually like buy side better here.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah. Like a confirmation. Set up. How's it going?
yeah, like off the five or something, off 50%.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Dude, it's so funny. There's like a 200% drop off on each stream, bro. Holy.
Maybe it's because it's the day before NFP.
It could be. I'm gonna go live on YouTube tomorrow, I think.
Everyone's asking me about, can you still pass on Apex? I'm like, I don't know, man. I guess you got to try and figure that one out for yourself.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But because like Apex in the past has like put out all these rules about their evals, but then they never like actually enforce them.
Yeah.
Yeah, until they do exactly. So many people got stop break even on the long there
Really? Yeah. Right.
because this 15-second wick. We tap that 5 minute. It's not really a gap here. Maybe the 30-second order block
You
we
know,
put in. Yeah.
there's like nothing here. So I literally went in my bed, fell asleep, like hard fell asleep for like literally an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna go like bro, I'm just so tired. I've never done an overnight flight before. Payout secured from open. Hey, let's go, man.
Yeah, no, Spencer, I like trading before open.
Trading before open's good if you know open should just accelerate price.
Yeah, open's not as good if you're trading between like two draws and liquidity, but when there's only one clear draw, it'll usually just accelerate towards that one. So like this morning when we take out London before open, that only leaves us with buy side with the data wick. So
Yeah, 100%. Where's the data? Oh yeah, I see. I see.
8:30 the unemployment claims.
Yeah.
I would try this 30-second OB if we'd hit 50%, but because we didn't, I'm just sitting out of it. But now, guys, look at this. Sweep out a low inside of her value gap, and then maybe we get like a 30-second here, get a V shape coming off 50%. Ooh. Never mind.
If we get the 5 minute, I'll probably take that.
Yeah, we hit it.
I'm gonna take an options though.
We're still kind of in
Hmm.
discount of the range, too, so it's not like we're longing super high in premium. I guess it'll have to be the 15-second. Only if we hit 50% first. I have 50% from this low down here. So now I would say like 50's been hit.
Yo, guys, if we get this 5 minute short, I think I'm gonna take this short and options. Mhm.
Yeah.
But I removed Charlotte off everything, and she texted. She's like, "What? Why'd you remove me from Snapchat?" And then WTF? I'm like, I just didn't respond. That girl's cooked, bro. I'm gonna go live on YouTube. Yeah, I slept there in red. She just never came to Disney, bro. She said she was in the hospital, and she never even texted me like, "Yo, I'm going to the hospital." Like when she was going to the hospital, she waited until I was already at Disneyland. So I'm like, yeah, I'm done with it. If we get the 3 minute or 5 minute here, I like either.
We don't care about 5
Is
minute
there even
equal.
any long here?
There's a 15-second.
Yeah, I guess.
That's about it. I don't have 5 minute equal highs. This is an SMT. And then, yeah, no 5 minute equal highs.
Can you answer the Zent dude?
Hmm. Which dude? Oh, Zen? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's totally valid taking the trade half risk. That's fine. It's good enough RR where you'll end up making actually positive like returns on that.
Are you gonna take this 15 second?
Yeah, probably. It's pretty good momentum.
Yeah, I just don't want a long, bro. Where's break even? 112.
I guess. Yeah, be 20 points away from my entry, so sure.
Where's break even?
Yep. I guess I'll like maybe take one off at the highs here, and then leave the other couple contracts I have as runners. We can even get there.
Good blast here.
Yep.
Come on. I signal botted you on this. Five more points.
All right.
Bang. I'm all out there.
I'm scaling there
Thanks for this. Wait, thanks for the signal, bro. Appreciate it.
for sure, man. I'm hoping that like the macro can just push up before coming back to balance the 1 minute, but it's not looking hot. Yeah, we're gonna balance the 1 minute. I'll probably get break even on the rest.
Yeah, just get out for 1 hour.
Oh god. And it's cooked. Hey, this 1 minute short though. Delivering from nowhere. SMT at the high.
That's pretty good.
Will we be able to hear Dodge on recording? Yes. Good question. I took longs there because I like the reaction at 50% here, and I think we're actually going for buy side. I think the buy side draw is better than the sell side draw right now. So that's
And I took longs because reliable signal me. So
why can PM members join AM today? So that's one of the perks of PM. Anytime I stream AM, PM members have access. Which buy side? Probably like in London, Asia High, just like all this up here. So yeah, we just pulled back there to balance the 1 minute and then head higher. I wasn't sure if the break even would save me there, but it's whatever. Another 15-second long, I guess. It's a little bad now because we already took out the high, but I mean the momentum's there, obviously. We're really pushing now. And we should run liquidity during the macro, so the 1 minute short here, no, I don't think it would be A plus. The 1 minute would be better if we took out buy side. Did I take anything at open? I did. Yeah, I took the 2 minute long. I took the 2022 kind of there. Because I didn't want to have a bunch of risk going into open. So I tried to get a better RR entry. So instead of taking the play half risked, I just got a better fill. In a way, I basically took it half risk. So guys, I hear a lot of chatter in the chat about lack of confidence. Okay, and this is something I've talked about before in PM as a matter of psychology. And specifically, confidence in trading is either a lack of one of two things. It's either a lack of experience or it's a lack of understanding. And so, if it's a lack of understanding, like you don't know why things are happening, and that's causing you to lose confidence, then you need to spend more time learning. If it's a lack of experience, you know why something might happen, but you don't have the conviction or the follow through, then you need more screen time. You need to spend more time in these streams. You need to spend more time, maybe even, back testing, whatever it is, right? And so you should figure out which of these is it for you. If it's A, you don't know why these things are happening, learn, watch Dodge's videos, watch the mentorship, whatever. If you know why these things are happening, but you just can't press the buttons, get more experience. Start pressing buttons on an eval account, something like that, right? And, confidence isn't, a black and white thing. It's like very it's like on a spectrum, right? And so we are constantly losing confidence. We're lacking confidence. We're overconfident. We're underconfident. Whatever. So managing your confidence, managing your ego, is very important while trading, right? And like it can change, right? And just being cognizant of that and knowing that like the reason why you're lacking confidence probably in the moment, if it has to do with like the past few weeks or the past month, whatever it is because your concept of time hasn't adjusted to being a professional trader yet. Your concept of time is still focused on like the 9 to 5 grind and focused on like, the day to day, when in reality, trading is something that can take years to like fully, realize, right? And your profitability isn't determined by a single week or even a single month, right? It's determined over years of data collection and trading and whatever. And so if we have a bad month, that's normal for the system, right? That's normal for whatever process we're building. No trader is going to have a perfect 12 months in a year. There's going to be moments where there's pullbacks and that kind of thing. And so just being able to recognize that in live time will definitely help with keeping your confidence long term. Now, if you have multiple bad years or whatever, then maybe that's a moment to take a pause and recognize. But a bad month, let's keep it in perspective, especially for you newer traders. Don't let that dissuade you from trading, right? It's very normal. Months are like days in terms of trading. Do you think this one oh yeah, I already answered that. How many units do I usually risk on M&Q? So full size position is usually about 250 for me. I mean, it fluctuates. I usually risk a little more than that now because I built buffer on several accounts. But on a normal drawdown 50K account, I'll normally risk like 200 to 250, which usually means on a single trade I'll take like 3 to 5 micros, sometimes less if it's extra volatile. Yeah, so a good protected low actually, Sakaban, would be the protected low we have at London Low. It was the reason why earlier when Dodgy was talking about shorts, I was not really interested in them because I don't think targeting a protected low is the best draw on liquidity. So this is a great example of one, right? The instant that the protected low gets put in is when we create the swing low of the second swing, and the swing low gets created on the third candle pattern, right? So we have a higher low, higher low. So when this candle closes, that's the instance we create the protected low inside the 15-minute gap. And when that low is no longer protected was right now when price took this high. So now that this high is taken, this now is no longer protected. We can actually see this low come back to. So that's like the invalidation point. It's when we take buy side of the swing that creates the protected low, and that's here. Okay. Hope that kind of gives you a better understanding of protected high, protected low. And all it means is that this low is going to be more high resistant, meaning it's more difficult to get back to. You pair that with the last gap in the leg here, that's going to be very difficult to break. And I just don't think shorts were ever going to be the play there, especially when we have that bullish of a reaction off of 50% getting tapped, right?
Yeah, did you see my thank you message?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, bro. I'm so tired right now.
Yeah, bro, just go to you.
Uh, uh, what's up? Wait, what did you say?
Oh, I said, yeah, man, just go to you.
All right. I'm gonna try to go back to sleep.
All right, bro.
See you guys later.
See you, man. With the 1 hour and 4 hour closing soon and possible 10 a.m. reversal, would I look at a short because the equal highs would be conflicting draws? No, I wouldn't be looking at shorts until we take out the highs up here. Maybe I'd look for a short after London high, but honestly, I probably would just wait for buy side to be swept, and then honestly, I don't know if we would get a 10 a.m. reversal today. It doesn't really make sense. Higher time frame bullish gaps are being respected here all the way up. Broken structure at this high. When we pulled back, it was just to balance this inefficiency, and this is a very bullish reaction off the low being swept. So part of me thinks we could probably go for this high now at 25,500. I think maybe bullish trend day, or maybe we just hit the high and we chop because we have NFP, and so NFP will kind of tell us the direction. So yeah, I don't know. For that long at open, it was quite confusing this time for me to enter. Like the 2 minute entry is way too close to break even and just felt weird. What do you think? Like I said, I think I agree with you. Like it's somewhat high up for sure. And then I don't think it's too close to the break even. I've entered trades like this where the break even was about 20 points away from the entry, and that's like totally fine. Or maybe this was 13 points. That's fine. Anything more than 10 is usually normal. But I waited for the pullback here just because I wanted better risk reward on the trade. And this is just flying. Oh my gosh, I should have held a runner. Why did I go to break even? Why didn't I re-enter? No, so only some of the stuff on the chart is the Dodge indicator. I have also a few other indicators. The new week opening gap, the ICT kill zones and pivots and equal highs and equal lows. I have all that. If you'd like, I can link those. So there's the London high. Yes. Okay. So I just explained this to somebody yesterday. So hopefully, this helps you. Order flow, which is my way to establish bias, is only determined based on the gaps that we're respecting and the gaps that we're disrespecting. Okay. So when I do bias, this is the equation. Bias equals order flow plus draw and liquidity. Okay. Order flow would need to disrespect bullish PD arrays in order to become bearish. Simply because we're respecting a 4 hour gap to the left, or we're respecting this 1 hour to the left, doesn't necessarily mean that order flow is bearish, okay? We need one more piece to that, which is we're disrespecting bullish PD arrays, and if that doesn't happen, then technically order flow isn't bearish. It's not bearish, it's not bullish, whatever, right? And so when we come down and we run this low and have a bullish reaction, and then ultimately we respect this 1 hour gap to the left, and then we start to disrespect bearish PD arrays, that's order flow actually switching bullish in the moment. And then we can pair that with a bullish draw on liquidity, in this case the data high or London or whatever it is. And that's how you form your bias, okay? It's much more simplistic than looking at the DOM and order books and that kind of thing. And that's the reason why I trade order flow that way. It's in my opinion. But for sure, I mean, there's definitely advantages to using, you know, book map or anything like that. So no to shorts? No, not right now. Yes, yes. It would still be valid, um, because we didn't hit the 2 minute break even there. Uh, order blocks, JJ, fair value gaps, breakers, VIs. Um, what else? And then also just paying attention to the reaction at liquidity being swept. For yeah, I agree with you, guess who? Where do we go to learn your strat? Right here. You're in the right place, Natty. I trade the same thing as Dodgy, so he talks about conditions. That's essentially the same thing I'm talking about. Everything that I've talked about, I've learned from Dodgy. Um, like an IFEG entry, yes, yes, for sure. I mean, you can wait for retracements. So, like, let's say we close way above the IFEG, and you want to wait to pull back to tap into the IFEG again before longing. You can do that, but most cases you'll want to enter so that um, by the time price gets to the ITH or the ITL of wherever you entered, you're not entering after the break evens hit. So far, pretty bearish reaction on London High being swept here. We are reversing at 10 a.m. We do have pretty obvious 3 minute gap here as well. It's a 5 minute forming. If you enter on the 3 minute, you could go break even at like this low. I think that makes sense. It's pretty obvious. What do we think? 3 minute here? What's our delivery? Delivery would be the 30 minute gap to the left. I think 3 minute is A plus, right? SMT. If we death candle here, what about Asia High? Asia High is not confirmed until we inverse this 30 minute gap to the left. I would prefer to see Asia High, right? That would make the setup even better. But if we get this bearish reaction off London and we respect the gaps to the left here, I have no reason to believe we'll go for Asia High yet. And this is starting to V-shape a death candle, so no 3 minute here on the first candle, but maybe the second attempt. I think this 1 minute will be harder to get through. We inverse the 1 hour. True. Yeah, but guys, here's the thing. This is an order block and a for value gap, and this should hold if we're to remain bearish. I mean, if we're to remain bullish. If this breaks, that's a very bearish sign. So that's kind of what I'm contending with. It wouldn't be an A plus entry. This would be like an probably an A or A minus setup subjectively, but I think that I think this will probably just end up holding. I don't think we're actually going to see a breakdown here, but if it does happen, 10 a.m., we're inside the macro. You know, if we get good momentum, I think it could work. I just don't love the draws on liquidity. Like, what are we targeting here? Oh, unfilled 15 minute maybe. Come all the way back to here maybe. That's not good, KK. What's the drawdown? Oh, there's a 5 minute now too. I guess 5 minute, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I think this should just respect and we should head higher. But yeah, this would be the idea. You have to activate Trading View, I think, in Tradeovate, Seb. So go to like application settings and then add-ons and Tradeovate and activate Trading View, and it should work. Oh, yeah, then I don't know why. That's odd. Okay, that's a death candle. That is a death candle. Hmm. I don't know, guys. I think this is a really A plus pattern trade. I think this is really good. If we get the entry, we'll get the 3 minute. We'll get the 1 minute. You can wait for the 5 if you aren't completely convinced. Remember, like this should be an inside day anyway, right? Because it's NFP tomorrow. I mean, we shouldn't expect a ton of expansion. SMT, yes. Like ES already looks like it wants to run for its low. There's the entry on the 1 and 3 minute. If you want to wait for the 5, you can. Break even, I think, should still be this low here. And then take profit should be probably just everything off at 036 maybe. If we don't close below the 5 minute, that would be a bad sign. You want to see the close below that in 30 seconds. I don't know if we're gonna close below the 5 minute here. Let's see. Ooh, we did not close below the 5 minute. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. How did I create that green range? That was the new week opening gap indicator, I think. Yeah, you don't want to see that. It's 30-second long now looks pretty good. Yeah, it kind of does, right? No sweep though. There's equal lows. Nah, it's just okay. I would have wanted to see a sweep of liquidity if I was going to take that 30-second long. But yeah, just like we talked about with that trade earlier with the 1 minute short, you never want to see price like fail to close below a higher time frame if we've already inversed the lower time frames. Like that's not a good sign. But that is, good reject, I guess there, hold the 1 minute. That's a bearish-ish candle. Did we close that 15 minute? Yeah, we kind of did. Okay. Okay, so 1 minute bearish gap holding. So respecting bearish gaps, disrespecting bullish ones. If we create the 1 minute OB, I think you guys will be in good shape. All right, let's see. Is there a short here? No, there's not. Okay. So yeah, good sign. Just need to get the good close through. We just wait for the 5 minute. Yeah, I think at this point, yes. If you haven't entered, for sure. Yeah, you want to see the 5 minute break here. If we put in the 1 minute order block, I would probably trail my stop for sure. Did I miss anybody's questions? No, I didn't. Okay, cool. Where would you go break even on the 5 minute? I think the same spot, 106. I mean, you could wait for this lower one, 25079, but that's a little far. I feel like if we get a break of structure at this low, we should just dump to the next low anyway. Typically on a short, you shouldn't really be seeing like price stalling like this. We should just continue to death candle. So we're outside the macro time now. Not exactly what you want to see on a short. Trail to where? Like probably this wick, maybe CE of it, but we didn't put in the order block, so yeah, this is not good, obviously. Failed to make a lower low there, respecting the 5 minute still. 3 minute looks like it's gonna break. Next 50-minute candle forms in 20-ish seconds. I guess the 3 minute didn't fail there. Got saved. But I wouldn't feel great about it. I mean, it just barely got saved. Let's see. Any gap in the way now? There's like a 1 minute. What a mess. Okay, wait. Wait, let it cook. Maybe it'll get saved. Um, I don't know, R. I don't really know what Price wants to do at this point. We're kind of just chopping. 5 minute OB. Maybe a 5 minute OB. That would be very nice for shorts. We're kind of stacking up these lows now. Wow, how did that hold? That 3 minute, dude. What a close. What was that candle? Oh my goodness. Did you guys see that on MNQ? It didn't happen on NQ, but on MNQ it did. Oh wow, wait, this could start knifing. Do it. Break structure. Break structure at the no, it didn't happen. Alright, this candle. How often do I pull up ES? Oh, I have ES pulled up 24/7. I'm constantly watching for SMTs. I just have a separate chart open. It's not on TradingView. All right, so did we just make equal lows? I think we did. Maybe they're relative equal. Ooh. I don't know. We got to break structure. We're not really doing that. The 5 minute has to break too in a minute, remember. The 5 is not invalid. The 5 is valid still. Guys, there's a lot of energy behind these candles. I usually won't go to break even if we create equal lows with a break even target because usually they'll be swept. So when they're one tick off like that, I feel like that's usually a good sign for shorts. Okay, so there's like the official break even for the trade. Somehow it worked. I'm not going to question it. I don't know how that just worked, but all right. Long gold 5 minute. All right. Let's see. GC1. No, not yet. I think I'd wait for this to be swept down here. Looks like pretty obvious sell side. Guys, remember, final TP for this trade will be the unfilled 15-minute down here. I don't even know if I would scale anything. Maybe scale one at this low if you want. Yeah, that's what I would do. I'd scale one at that low and then scale the other at the 15-minute gap. All right, so scale, scale. Hopefully that's positive RR. I don't know. I think it is. The first scale is like 50 points. It better be positive RR. I don't know how that wouldn't be. All right, so ES hasn't swept any major low yet. We are going to get an SMT at this low with ES, though. I'm pretty sure it's going to get to it first. So really clean, actually. I have not minded today at all. I mean, this was bad. Obviously, this was terrible delivery, but I mean, the good news is it respected the bearish IFEG there, so that was clean. And then obviously the 5 minute is doing its thing. Why shorts? So the reason why we took shorts is because of the reaction that we had to London High, okay? And the fact that we respected that 30 minute to the left. That's the reason why. If we hadn't gotten that bearish of a reaction to London High being swept, I would not be looking for shorts. But we actually created a protected high there, I'm pretty sure. So because this is protected, we now have to look for this sell side to be taken before looking for longs again. Yeah, for sure. Hey, congrats, Nick. All right, so there's the first scale, or at least I got the first scale on MNQ there. And then final TP for this trade will just be the 15-minute here. This will be for about 90 points, I think. If it's only an FVG in the leg, is it stronger like this 15-minute? Oh my goodness, wow, that was close. All right, ES looks like it's going to hit low a day. Once ES hits low a day, I'm just going to take full. We got really close to taking profit there, and I missed it because I was looking at chat. If it's the last gap in the leg, it's usually stronger. It'll usually hold ape off, yeah. If it's the only gap in the leg, if it's obvious, yeah, that's stronger than a non-obvious gap for sure. Guys, do I risk 70 points of profit for 20 more points? That is the question I have to ask myself right now. Usually when we get these dumb candles like this, that's when we'll sometimes reverse, so I don't know. I think the only thing that's keeping me in this trade is the fact that ES now looks like it wants low a day. And if it wants low a day, then it'll carry NQ with it. And it'll get my TP. So I guess I'll be happy with that. I personally just TP'd there. Because ES took its low a day, and I don't know, it was like 3 points away from the low there. So wow, I actually got decent move in. All right.
Yo,
Hey,
th-
what up, man?
thanks, bro. Appreciate that. Want to see my executions?
Sure, man. Did you take the 1 minute short there at 10:16, or did you enter on the first 3 minute close?
No, I took it after the 3 minute didn't stop out.
Okay, okay, okay. Gotcha.
I I put 3K on that on options.
I took it on the first 3 minute close there. I took it with a couple micros and I just held for 100 points. Well, like 90 points. Everyone was so confused why I wasn't looking for Asia anymore. It's like, well, we respected that 30 minute to the left. It was a pretty bearish reaction, I thought. London high there. Pretty V shaped.
Yeah.
We would expect an inside day with NFP tomorrow. Well, thank you, NQ. That was finally good. Yeah, the entries on the short, you could have taken the 3 minute here. You could have taken the 1 minute. And then you could have also taken this 10:16 like, V shape here when we got this 1 minute inverse, but it's not that obvious, so if you don't take it, I understand. But yeah, the 3 minute there or the 5 minute even when we close below and create the OB. You want to enter off that and just take like a 1-to-1 there to the 15-minute gap. Also, this was a protected high, so there was no reason to expect higher there when we put that in. How many of you guys took the short there?
I took 15. So I took 15 contracts on that one,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still holding until I'm gonna take 3 more off at 962,
Okay.
and then I'm just gonna hold 2 and say fuck it.
Okay.
But if we react off this 15-minute, I'm obviously screwed.
There is an SMT at low a day, by the way.
That's fine. I mean, I'm bearish in the higher time frame, so
For sure.
might as well try.
if the 3 minute loss there, what would you have thought? Would that have still been a good short?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on, flush.
Hey, that's awesome, Josh. Welcome. Does the daily order block matter?
Yo, unpopular opinion, but I think if we go hit this low a day from 921, we're gonna go way down more. But I've been wrong about that every time. Because why would we go back to that if we were bullish?
Yeah. No,
I
we
feel
should
like
have
that's
we should have
protected.
reacted at the 15 minute with the SMT if we were bullish.
Yeah.
All right, Gabriel. What did I miss? My apologies. There's a lot of chat. Oh, 1 hour inverse to the upside. Why are you shorting? Okay. To me, the reaction at London High is more important than the 1 hour inversing there. I said that in live time. I said that actually. I think
Dude,
even
I feel like
happened.
we're gonna get a death candle here. Right?
Yeah. I mean, this is what you want to see out of a short. We talk about this in PM all the time, right? When we grind down.
Bro, we're just flushing through this.
Yeah.
You have 30 seconds on the 5 minute close.
We came back into this 15 minute BPR. Should we enter shorts? Oh, yeah, we do need the 15 minute to close below here in 15 seconds.
Yeah. Damn, no close. Ah, fuck it, I'm still holding.
Why I like to trade PM because it gives me an opportunity to teach in this Discord, and it's just another session that you can make money in.
All right, there's a candle.
Yeah,
Yo, tell me when we hit.
All right.
I need to sell this right away in options, so I need to know.
Yeah, I got you. Now.
Now?
Yeah.
Thanks.
PM right now is discounted. It's $38 for your first month, Wyatt. What's my code for PM? BDAY24. BDAY24.
Let's go, bro. All right, my last two options are break even.
WW. Those are 0 days.
Yeah. All right, I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna just hold this short in the last two contracts.
All right, man. I'll catch you later.
Peace. I'm gonna get out if we inverse this 1 minute back to the upside.
Okay. AM members do not have access to the PM streams. PM members will have access to AM whenever I'm streaming. AM members have access to the FOMC PM stream though. So whenever we have FOMC, that's when you guys have access. For those of you that want to try it out. So whenever the next FOMC is. But yeah, for those of you heading out now, since today's kind of wrapping up here and we caught a lot of moves today. I hope you guys learned something today and you were able to take something away from the market. For those of you that'll be in PM today, I'll catch y'all there. So I put more weight on session high slash lows and reactions than higher time frame. Not necessarily. I just don't think that the 1 hour closing above is telling the full story there. I think the 30-minute BPR, that last gap in the leg, is important. I think the 15-minute and I think the reaction at London High is important as well. So while the 1 hour usually would be important and would be a good sign to head higher, I need to monitor the reaction to price taking liquidity. And if that reaction is bearish, or if, like, let's say right now this 1 minute is bullish, then obviously I'm going to be inclined to think that price is going to head higher. So like it's the same thing that Dodgy just said right now, right? Sure, we see price death candle here and inverse everything and die, and we want to see price head lower. But if the reaction to price taking liquidity is bullish and we get this 1 minute V shape and it looks A plus, then we have to expect price to be bullish. It's like the same idea. Yeah, for those of you that want to join PM, let me grab the little PM access channel thing here. And then here is the link for that. And then the code is PDay24. Yeah, it's my birthday today, Luca. But yeah, this 1 minute looks insane. I believe we're running into like a 2 minute here. Yeah, 2 minute. Tiago, up to you. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. I think now is a perfectly fine place to stop trading because we've taken out both sides of the liquidity. So usually that's when I'll be done trading, is when we've taken out both sides. And the reason why is because usually trading after the draws and liquidity have been hit is a lower probability. Okay. So if you're green at this point and you've made your money, I would wait for price to accumulate and create some more draws and wait for more structure and that kind of thing. Does that help answer your question, Tiago? And somebody else asked me about taking more trades. But yeah, just to recap the trades that we took today, we took this initial 1 minute long that got break even. Then I said the 2 minute was valid, and a lot of you guys got break even on that. But overall, I called out the dream scenario this morning, which was a short and then a long. And then after the first long started playing out, I faded the shorts here that some people were calling for, and I said actually I like this 15 second. We called that. That worked for 1 hour before a break even. It ultimately ended up being right and headed higher to London High. And then I called for the shorts after London High was swept and made a very bearish reaction. And that ended up dumping to my final target and ultimately a low a day, which I was not expecting. I thought the SMT would be better. What time am I in for PM? 1:30 Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes we'll wrap up a little early if price action isn't great. But wow, dude, look at this long. Guys, this is like A plus, bro. This is so good. I can't take this at this point because I don't really like the draw, but mechanically this is very good. This is very nice. You'd go break even at the I guess the 5 minute here, or I don't know. I don't There's not really a good break even for this trade, but I think the higher time frame overall is just neutral. I think we're just kind of chopping. I don't really know what the bias is in the higher time frame yet. Guys, this log looks insane. Yeah, kind of invalid, unfortunately. Yeah, I guess it at the break even. Like I said though, the 5 minute really isn't a great break even because of the proximity. This is technically a 1 minute CISD, by the way, that we just put in. Um, so this is very bullish. 2 minute CISD as well. I think a confirmation setup while leaving this high intact or creating a high inside the for value gap here would be pretty good if we pull back. 50K lucid, how much would you risk per trade? Yeah, like if it's your first time, 200. If you have some experience passing evals and you have the money for it, I'd risk more than that though. But it's really up to you what your risk is on an eval. Most people just try and get them passed quick because you're not making any money in the eval phase. Guys, this long is printing. No, you should have access as long as your Discord is linked to WAP R. Alright, see you later, Tiago. Dude, this long is so A plus, guys. That's what I'm telling you. Like, there's just no way this doesn't work. CISD, inverse, SMR, like everything. Where's TP? TP is I guess like 5 minute last gap here. I don't know. Like maybe 50% is first TP and then maybe midnight or that last gap in the legs. So like you could TP there. I was just drawing out 50, but yeah, that's a TP. SMR smart money reversal. It's basically just a characteristic of price to typically put in the next side of the curve. So in this case, it would be the soup plus the CISD plus the breaker plus the IFEG plus the momentum, like the displacement. That's SMR. Was invalid. Yeah, the IFEG entry was invalid. The CISD entry was perfect though. The CISD, yeah. So you're just entering there off the CISD. Yeah. The soup, okay, so if we look at the 5 minute here, a soup is just when price wicks below a low but doesn't close through it. Turtle soup. So we have a soup reaction at the low. Yeah, other model, just the CISD, yeah.
Yo, wasn't that a W call?
Yeah,
I knew if it was that 1 minute that shit would work, bro. So I got out like 30% of my last two contracts.
yeah. I had to call the CISD there since the 1 minute was not valid.
Yeah. So yeah, this is absolutely crazy, bro. This price action. We're only going for the low hanging fruit. We're not going any farther.
I told you inside day. Inside day
Yeah.
inclusive NFP.
Yeah. That's what I probably wouldn't have scaled as money much as I did if it wasn't a Phoenix viral.
Yeah,
Like low key.
yep. Just right back to 50%. Now I think we're done though. I think we just chop for the rest of the session.
Yeah, we'll see. Yo, you see the Robbins Cup?
No.
There's a guy up 4,200%.
Ooh. What was he trading?
Dude, I don't know.
Gold?
Probably.
Bitcoin? Maybe Bitcoin? Like just taking shorts?
Probably.
I don't know. We've been pretty volatile everywhere. Maybe oil with the war news. Yeah, for sure, Soccer Man. I think PM is cooked. Probably. But with the volatility, maybe not. Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Hunter.
Watch this 3-minute reaction.
A little 30-second here. If we're going to see more buy side, we want to see that break.
Or 3-minute, the downside.
Yeah. 30-second long into the unfilled 15-minute.
Yeah, looks not bad.
I can't keep trading. I just can't.
Yeah, just stop, bro.
Nice, Josh. Yeah, that's the whole point of what we're trying to get at. Just good risk management. Wait for the opportunities and then strike when they're present. Yeah, if we were to come back up and hit this high, this low is no longer protected. Hell yeah, Joni. Thanks, man.
You want to know who Joni reminds me of for Live?
Nah, I don't even have to guess. I know exactly who you're
You
thinking
already
of.
know.
I'll text you.
Yeah. You thinking? Can't believe that 15-minute didn't close.
Yeah. Dude, look at how algorithmically the 30-second held there.
Yeah.
It's so free. All right, let's see. Do we trade the most obvious time frame or the time frame that is the highest close for more confirmation? Obviousness first, and then and then time frame, in my opinion. Usually, the only time I wait for every time frame to inverse, or the highest time frame to inverse, is if we don't really have good momentum, but the draw on liquidity is good. Like in this setup here, the momentum was insane, so you don't have to wait for all time frames on this like 1 minute. And I've talked about that before. Yeah, so R Star, the one-on-one is whenever I'm not streaming for Dodgy or I have other obligations, I will book one-on-ones for people, and during those sessions, it's completely your time. We will work towards improving like the 5 aspects that I think makes a profitable trader, and then we will also trade together in the morning. So those sessions go from 9 to 11. Yeah. Yeah, like in my opinion here, I think the best time frame to enter on would have been the 1 minute if we would have gotten it. Because the momentum was really good and the gap was obvious. And the 3 minute here isn't as good because it's not as obvious. And yeah, I think the thing that's gonna tell us order flow there is the 1 minute order block plus the the 1 minute IFEG breaking. So remember, whenever we have an order
Yo,
block and an FEG, that's important.
so right now, guys, this is a short. If the bias is bearish, what entry model would this be? It's like the most obvious entry model I've seen in probably a little bit. So you know. I wonder if Reliable knows. No, not 2022. Yeah, it's a unicorn. It's a unicorn in the 3 minute, the 5 minute, the 15 minute. Well, not the 15 minute, but 3, 5, 3 and 5. It's like a unicorn, right?
Yeah,
We have a breaker to the left, fair value gap as well.
yeah, yeah.
So my guess is if this unicorn fails, it's going to tell us that we're going to go back to buy or Asia high because we left Asia high untapped. So that's my guess. So I'm using the unicorn not for the short, but to see if it fails or gets blasted through, and then I'll be like, okay, well now bias is gonna hit if it fails. Does that make sense, to everyone? Type one if that makes sense. Because obviously the unicorn on the short side, you're going for terrible liquidity, right? So the targets suck, but it kind of it gauges like what's gonna happen, in my opinion.
So based off this close, guys, do you think that the unicorn is gonna survive, or do you think it's gonna fail?
I don't know.
A unicorn is when we have a breaker block overlap a fair value gap. So in this case here, we have a bearish breaker block because this was a bullish order block that got inversed. And as it got inversed, we put in these bearish fair value gaps. So when we have bearish fair value gap plus a bearish breaker block, these two
Oh,
overlapping
hi. Sorry.
are the bearish unicorn. All right, and then vice versa for bullish. So let me see if I can find like an example for that. Okay, here's an example. So this right here is a bearish order block that overlaps the bullish fair value gap. As long as this holds, right, price should remain bullish, and when that breaks, obviously we run to the low. It's also the fair value gap breaking too, but that one's not as obvious as the one we have right here. This is just such an obvious unicorn. But yeah, I don't think this will work just based on liquidity, right? We want to align our entries and our targets with where liquidity is currently resting. But yeah, my prediction once we hit 50% back up here was just that we would chop for the remainder of the session. And I guess so far we're chopping. Guys, it's actually crazy how much less Top Step is paying out now. They were paying out 170 million in December. January they paid out 85 million, and this month they paid out 42. They what they cut their payouts by 75% in 2 months. I think that's because it could be a combination of both, Jax. I think it's because they're losing market share to the rest of the industry because the rest of the industry got better. I think it's also because they're probably being more strict with payouts. I think it's because they alienated the rest of the industry when they put out their Top Step X platform, and then their Top Step X platform messed up like 9 million times in a month, and then nobody wanted to use their product anymore. Funded Next, I don't think so. I think Funded Next is probably lower on the list. If anything, I think that the bigger, you know, more competitive firms right now are Apex and Tradeify and Lucid and True, True. That's also that could be it, Joni, because the bigger payouts, like when they actually were getting ran up, were during metals. November, December, and then it goes back to normal after they cut metals out of the equation. Because realistically, before metals were really popping off, they were paying out 40 to 50 mil. Okay, we're kind of respecting the unicorn. This is kind of turning into LRLR too. So this is why I said, like, right now after we've hit 50, the best thing to do here is just wait till price starts to accumulate, and we're kind of getting that. I don't know if you can, Jax. I don't think so. Gotcha, Jax. Why is it good that we respect the unicorn? It doesn't. It's not anything. It's good if you're wanting shorts. I just I don't know. I marked it out because Dodgy pointed it out. It's fair. It is a unicorn. If you want to be bearish, that'd be a good reason to. Does Funded Next still have 80-20, Christian? Like profit split, or is it 90-10? That's why I don't talk about them. Because there are other firms that offer you 90-10, and that difference between 80-20 and 90-10 is the difference between several $100s on a payout. And so I'd rather get the several $100s than miss out on it. If I, like let's say I go to Tradeify, and Tradeify is a little more expensive. Let's say they're like $20 more expensive per account. One payout across all of those accounts will be worth it in comparison to Funded Next in the difference in price because I'll be able to request 10% more. So that's the reason why I don't talk about them too much. I don't really talk about any firm that does 80-20 when the industry standard has always been 90-10. I think Tradeify allows you to have 5 accounts. I think it is a big deal, for sure. You should try to get as much of the money that you make as possible. That's why these Apex accounts are kind of interesting, but I don't really like them as much because you're capped on how much you can request, and you also have to make a buffer, which is like pick one or the other. Don't do both. I still think they're fine, but what firms have no caps? I don't think there's any firm with no cap. The cap for Apex is like I think it's like 1,000 for 25Ks, 1,500 for 50Ks, 2,000 for 100Ks, and then like 3K for 150Ks or something like that. And then it goes up as you take more payouts. I don't know, Gray. Apparently TPT doesn't have a cap, but I don't know what the like overall payout cap is. I know for Lucid, I think it's like 100K in payouts, right? Or maybe that's MFFU. I agree, Seb. I stopped trading after 11:10 because that's the end of the macro. Did I get unbanned from Apex? No, I have not. When can you request the full amount in your Apex accounts? 5 days, $150, or maybe it's $50 profit. I don't know. I don't know what their new rules are exactly, but basically you have to make X amount of profit over 5 days, but you also have to meet the buffer requirement. Nah, I think I tried once, like when it first happened, but I haven't tried since then. It's just not my priority right now. I don't really need any more evals from them, and I'm gonna work with other firms, I think, in the future. Apex is no longer really allowing you to take these big, massive sim funded payouts, and that'd be the only reason why I'd stick with them long term anyway. Obviously, for scaling purposes, I'd be with them, but I can't do that anyway because I can't buy any more accounts. So it's just like, whatever. I could start a live account. I like the benefits of prop firm accounts though. I will continue to participate in the prop firm gold rush as long as it's here. There's no reason for me to risk my own capital when I can risk somebody else's. Um, every 5 days, Poppy, you can. Every 5 days of $150 profit, I think you can. What time do I start PM? I start PM at 1:30 him. 1:30 PM Eastern. All right, pay attention to this 30-second breaking. I think this will be part of the key to risk breaking down here. But yeah, guys, it's 11:02 at this point. I'm going to wrap up AM. Maybe we should do a little outro song or something. It's been a good time hanging out with you guys. I'm glad I could hang out with Stream on my birthday. Glad we could get some plays too.